Good evening. Part of my job is doing the work of an executive producer in a production house, post house, and we also do production. So my job is really to put productions together for clients. One day we had a situation where we had a shoot that was going to go on, and we had a location manager who booked a location for us. And for some reason, until the shoot was about to happen, we couldn't get the location. So we had to go and tell the client, which was quite stressful for me. But we managed to convince the client. And then they gave us another day for a shoot to get the same location. And this time again, we couldn't get the location, and I didn't know what to do. And my boss, we couldn't tell the client because it really reflected poorly on us as a production house. My boss even told me to tell them that, to lie to them that the location manager was not feeling well and we couldn't get in touch with her, or blame somebody else, but I just couldn't do it. And I went and told the client that we couldn't get the location. But before, in the process of going to see my client, my legs were shivering, literally shivering. I was so scared. This was an obstacle, this was a problem that I faced. But in hindsight, it was a big problem. But we shouldn't let our jobs get the better of us. There's sometimes we have no control over things. And as much as we want things to go right all the time, it is hard. And it is only in putting things in perspective that we can overcome and remain calm when this problem comes. And how to put things in perspective is when you think of what you have in life now, what is important to you. And as long as you have those things, you have a good life. You have maybe a spouse, children, a good boss. And these are the things that you have to be happy about. 2 legs that you can walk, your eyesight. Be happy for these things and don't let them overcome you by focusing on the problem at hand. Because at the end of the day, if you can think of life as a journey of learning. So whatever happens, say even if you lose your job because of that mistake, it's still a journey of learning. You can only feel really bad if you have been proud, you've been arrogant. Otherwise, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you lose your job, if you become poor. It's a journey in life. Embrace the journey, and I don't think you will be afraid of any problems and challenges if you think of it as a journey. If you lose someone, it's a journey of loss. If your relationships don't work, it's a journey of loss and learning. But life is a journey. Embrace the journey and don't think of it as a problem. In the reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke chapter 17 verses 1 to 6, Jesus said to his disciples, "Obstacles are sure to come, but hairless for the one who provides them. It would be better for him to be thrown into the sea with a millstone put around his neck than he should lead astray a single one of these little ones. Watch yourselves. If your brother does something wrong, reprove him, and if he is sorry, forgive him. And if he wrongs you 7 times a day and 7 times comes back to you and says, I am sorry. You must forgive him. The apostle said to the Lord, increase our faith. The Lord replied, were your faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it will obey you. The Gospel of the Lord. After speaking about Jesus, he goes on to talk about forgiveness. It is hard to forgive. It is not easy to forgive. Grudges in your heart are sometimes very, very difficult to let loose of. But these are precisely what you must do. This is a challenge you have to take in life. He went on to say that if you have a faith of a mustard seed, you can tell this mulberry tree to move and uproot yourself. Meaning, it doesn't take great effort. It doesn't take a lot to forgive. It's an action. It's hard to take away the feeling. The feelings are inside. It's in his subconscious. But to do the action of talking to someone and praying for them, especially to do well in life, that is the biggest forgiveness you can give someone. Forgive. Forgive. And you will be forgiven. God will forgive you. The only way for you to be forgiven is when you forgive others. If you don't, then you have no right to ask for forgiveness. So let us forgive. We all make mistakes. Let us forgive one another and embrace the obstacles and the challenges that life throws in your way. Good night.